Gale blows down plane trees. I said go to bed. You don't. Then an episode of wilderness building that you must rush before bed. I'm afraid you won't be able to sleep after reading it. Today I'm guessing your phone's battery is around 185%. And now I'm watching my story on my phone. If I'm right, you just crow twice. If I don't guess right, pretend I'm right. Not to mention more. Less chatter. Put your left foot on your right foot please. And I'm going to jump right into today's bedtime story. The man in front of him is laying stones. Bush dude, today is his 28th birthday. To celebrate this happy moment, he has over 30 years of construction experience. Decided to stay in this forest. Create an exclusive secret base for yourself. Maybe it's because it's too cold. Dude, we're not in a hurry to build a shelter. He built a fire out of stone blocks. I plan to warm up my body before considering the construction. The dawdling Coon stone passed like this. Dude, we're rushing to get the logs delivered to camp. Then the stones are placed under the logs as a base. Then they chiseled out notches at either end of the log. After, bite these logs with notches into each other. Splicing forms the basic framework of the shelter. Immediately after, Gomer brought another batch of logs of uniform thickness. Arrange them evenly on the foundation frame. The foundation of the shelter is formed. Follow. Gomer sharpened the end of a batch of logs, then two in a group. Outside logs sandwiching the shelter base frame. You drop it with rocks into the ground. You just fill it with logs. You can build the walls of a shelter. Finish all this. Dude started collecting this dead grass. After the withered grass is taken back to the camp, wrap it together. Lay a floor along where the wall is erected, and then we put the logs. This will not only completely block the gap, it can also have the effect of windproof and warm. It's just a few words of chatter. The walls on either side of the shelter were completed. At this time, in order to make the wall more stable, you need to tie the top of the stake firmly with a rope. Follow. Then add a log horizontally at one end as a bracket, also reinforced with rope lashing, and then we put a log on the floor as a base. Another log acts as a pillar, at the measured position of handover to the transverse bracket, and mark it. Then cut grooves in the marked places. Then it clamps with the bracket. The bottom is directly nailed and fixed with wild iron nails. Tie it up with a rope. Turn around and erect a column on the other side as well. The two columns are joined by a log with a groove cut out. Nail it down. Further increase its stability. After that, my brother was in the forest again. Cut a batch of logs of uniform thickness. Peel off the foreskin. Then it is evenly fixed to the frame of the shelter. Finish all this. Dude collected some clay near the camp. After moving back to camp, with the stones laid a plane, according to the plan. Here is the location of the fireplace. After the fireplace is built to a certain height, dude first inserted a log into the fireplace, and then there was the log fence outside the fireplace. Fill the gaps with mud between the logs, and do a good job of sowing. The gap in the middle is refilled and the soil is compacted. The reason why this construction process is used, it all depends on the height of the fireplace pipes. As the height of the cigarette pipe continues to increase, the weight also increases. In addition to using wet mud as a bonding material, before the mud is completely dry, the base of the fireplace is not strong enough to support the weight of the pipe. Then increase the force area, can effectively solve this problem. As for a log in the middle of the flue, that's to make the inner wall of the flue always keep the same size, while ensuring smooth smoke exhaust. It also has a beautiful effect. With the last stone, is precisely placed on the cigarette pipe, and then the fireplace is built. The final product did not disappoint. Then the buddies got dry wood and lit it in the fireplace. Smoke is expelled down the pipe. Then fill the fireplace with dry wood, with the help of the heat generated by combustion, to dry the moist mud. Make the fireplace stronger. Do these. Dude immediately threw himself into. The construction of other parts of the shelter is underway. He chiseled the damage precisely in the log, and they nail it down. The logs are filled with moss, just a layer of log and a layer of moss, until the gaps are filled. After the gap at the bottom of the fireplace is sealed, Dude collected some more of the right length. Logs of uniform thickness and smoothness. A groove is cut in the middle. Then it gets stuck in the gap. The same moss filling between the logs, while ensuring exquisite beauty. It also blocks the invasion of the cold wind. And just for a while, and it's finished off the side of the fireplace. Then, and made a beautiful crack in the wall on the other side with clay. The appearance immediately went up another level. And Gomer brought in some wild planks. And then attach it to the roof frame. Reserve window holes in advance during the process. Finish laying the roof, and then we use the leftover planks to build the shelter door. Fix cowhide at both ends of the door panel. Then install it on the door frame. And then you bring out the prefabricated parts, and then we attach it to the door. And with the window being precisely fixed in the window hole, and then the shelter is built. I want to live more comfortably. Some furniture needs to be added. Dude sawed the log into, slightly longer than the length of the shelter. Then cut the two ends into flat angles. Then it gets stuck directly into the gap in the wall of the shelter. The height can also be automatically adjusted. No, it's inconvenient. Then lay the short wood on the bed frame. So, a comfortable solid wood single bed is ready, and we moved the table into the shelter. Then I immediately lay in bed and experienced it. It's not hard to see from the drowsy expression of the buddy. He is very satisfied with the bed. At this moment it suddenly began to rain heavily. Rain falls down the log tiles, and there is no leakage at all in the room. It can be considered a perfect test. Then some dry wood was added to the fireplace. Turn around and immediately take out the beef you carry with you. Sprinkle with pepper and marinate briefly. And we put the grill in the fireplace, and then you put the meat on the grill. Throw in 2 more potatoes. Just a blink of an eye. The beef is roasted crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Potatoes are also baked crispy on the outside and waxy on the inside. 1 bite of beef and 1 bite of potato, plus the sound of rain outside. It's beautiful. Lying in bed until you are full. Flames lick the firewood in the fireplace. Make a soft crackling sound. Flickering candle adds a warm atmosphere to the space. It dispels the loneliness. Brought a rare good dream to my brother. Finally, I wish my brothers a good night's sleep too. Good night.